3, 2, 1, 0.
Yep, always.
What up? Welcome to Dynamite Rocketship. I'm your host, Toby McMullen. Please subscribe on the youtube.com/@TobyMcMullen. Subscribe on all the audio platforms, Dynamite Rocketship, everywhere you get your pods, and check out the Patreon for bonus content. Patreon.com/Dynamite Rocketship. There's a bunch of fun stuff up there. My guest today is one of my favorite people in comedy, one of my favorite people in life, a complete total sweetheart, absolutely hysterical. I've been a fan of this guy since his show The Building Years, which is a deep cut. Love this dude. He's on tour all over the country. You got to see him. You can follow him on all the social media at Jeremiah Watkins. He's the best. And check out his show, Stand Up on the Spot, on YouTube, featuring if you're a fan of comedy, if there's a comic you like, they've done the show. I've done it. I was fortunate enough to do it. He had me come out to the Comedy Store in Los Angeles and let me tape on that show. Total life hammer. It ruled. I love him to death. And he has a great podcast called Trailer Tales. You should also check out. Please welcome to the program, Mr. Jeremiah Watkins.
Woo! What a nice intro. Thank you, bro.
It's so easy when you like the person for real.
That is helpful. That's helpful.
Yeah. It's a huge leg up when you're like, oh no, I really fuck with you. This is great.
Heck yeah. Well, right back at you. There's few people that I would come straight from JFK to a podcast for.
I cannot tell you the guilt I felt when you were like, hey, I just landed. Should I come straight to the studio? And you want to be a friend and be like, dude, no. But the content brain is like, we got to get this episode to the can.
Yeah, I was like, logistically, give it to me straight. Am I going to be screwed if I go into the city, then back here? Then
Oh, it would have been a total nightmare.
Yeah, I was like, let's just do it.
Listen, J-Dubs is in town. We got to get him here by any means necessary.
Let's go party, people.
I told him there would be punch and pie. It was a straight up lie.
You introduced me last time I was here to a bodega bacon, egg, and cheesy that was amazing.
One of the greatest
So
inventions known to man. I think it's the roll that sets it apart, but it's just a little bite of heaven every time.
So freaking good, dude.
Yeah, the of the regional foods, my tier list is like S tier is Chicago hot dog, New Haven pizza, and then New York City bacon, egg, and cheese.
Okay, what's your Tears for Fears list?
My Tears for Fears list?
Yeah.
My biggest fear is sharks.
Okay.
Guaranteed to make me cry.
Okay.
Other than that, are there women present? In which case, I'm not showing emotion, dude. I'm being a tough guy. I'm shutting it down, and I'm letting them know that I am a rock they can depend on financially and emotionally, dude. It's not true. They can't depend on me for either of those things. I'm so emotional.
Yeah. Well, my dad, something always stuck with me that my dad said. He said, I only cry in the shower.
Dude, that's a total common thing.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes only cry in the shower.
And he said, because you can't tell if somebody even walks in on you in the shower, they can't even tell you're crying because of the water.
Dude, the paranoia of if I'm going to cry, I have to be somewhere already wet is fucking crazy.
Yeah. His body's of water just dipping in a pool or a lake or a pond or something.
Yeah, I can't cry in a hot tub. It's too shallow. I cry all the time. I'm an easy cry.
I don't cry very often, but then when it does happen, it's like this.
Oh, you're truly a sad clown.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just don't cry very often. I push it down. It's a Midwest thing too.
Oh, for sure.
It's a Midwest thing.
And a Southern thing and a Northeast thing and
a lot of regions.
Western.
All right. We're men. All right. We're men and we don't like to cry.
Well, guys who only cry in the shower hate guys like us, silly little gooses.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure.
we don't jive.
Yeah. Silly is a foreign language to them.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. Yeah, the guys who only cry in the shower, they smell guys like you and me coming.
My dad can be a silly goose. He puts it off and on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He will never get too crazy, but dude, I've done some awesome. I did a few podcasts with my dad where I interviewed him about his life.
Yes.
Some of my favorite podcasts ever because I truly I learned that he lost his virginity to a prostitute.
What?
Yeah, and he came from a religious upbringing.
I
so I
know.
was like, what the frick?
And then bestowed a religious upbringing upon you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where at?
I forget where he was. It was like right before he was I think it was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think he was living in Kansas City at the time.
Yeah.
He grew up in the Cayman Islands, Mississippi, and Kansas City. Like
I always forget that there's prostitution everywhere.
oh yeah.
In my head, it's like
since the beginning of time.
the oldest profession. In my head, it's like Tijuana. Like you have to book a flight. You know?
No, we could walk outside right now
Yeah.
and find it.
No one needs this many massages, dude.
For the longest time when I moved to LA, I had heard that there was prostitutes and I was like, I just want to see one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you hear about them in movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was out late enough driving around one night and I made eye contact with one and I was like, I can't drive.
Yeah, she's trying to make a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, this New York is in a total gang war between rub and tug massage parlors and fake weed dispensaries. It's all this fucking city has anymore. They've cracked down on the weed dispensaries. So I think
Have you ever gotten a little?
no,
Yeah, me neither.
no, I'm such an egomaniac and like psycho that I really want the person to be stoked. I mean,
Oh, gotcha.
that-
You don't want it transactional. Yeah, you want them to be into you. Of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
Of course.
That's what gets me excited.
And I don't think that makes you an egomaniac, by the way.
No, I think that in saying it, I was like, that makes you sound normal. But it's like the thing that I enjoy the most is someone being like, oh, you're great. You know, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
thank you. It's like, you know, which just leads
Well,
you.
I've heard you can pay for that too.
Well, we don't have quite the actors that LA has.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, we got method ones out there.
Yeah, no, I prefer the person to be hyped.
Well,
But-
yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of those like massage parlors that they're just like not, or maybe they're, maybe they are into it.
You know, some people love their work, Jeremiah.
Some people were born with it.
Yeah, some lady walks in, she just has one arm, is just ripped, shredded.
But for whatever reason, she's using the other arm. You're like, hey, can I get a?
I don't want the finesse. I want the power.
Yeah, can I try that one?
yeah.
Or it's like a menu option.
Yeah.
like levels of strength.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll take the number 3.
Yeah.
That's where they work your ass.
Is that a real thing?
Well, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people love stuffing stuff in their asses, so I don't see why
Sure.
you couldn't offer someone. Yeah,
I had a
I feel
massage.
like it's like onion rings.
I had a massage on the beach, and I don't know if this woman purposely did this, but she definitely swiped my balls like on the way up.
Oh, sure.
And so I was like, but it was on not a public beach. Well, yeah, it was. It was in Mexico.
Okay.
But like, is that like is that a sign or something? I was like, whoa.
That feels like they may be tipping you off.
Testing the waters?
There might be a secret menu option.
Mm.
You know, it's not on the board, but you can get an animal style if
Right.
you're nasty.
Animal style.
I like an animal style massage, dude.
You just blow a dog whistle and then like, all right, finger in the butt.
yeah. I mean, plenty of people make ends meet in all sorts of fun ways, and I'm sticking things into sweet boys from Kansas asses is definitely one of them.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Okay. I gotta gather myself here. Okay, so what I've been trying to do is kind of tailor the episodes for my guests, right?
I love it.
So I try and think of fun things that highlight my favorite parts of them, right?
Okay, great.
So you're like you do unbelievable character work. You're so funny. You're always down to goof off. So I have, as a special treat for you, I have a series of scenes and characters,
Okay, great.
and we're just gonna rifle through them and have some fun. What do you say?
Love it.
Great. Okay.
Into it.
Awesome. Yeah. If you haven't seen Jeremiah's character stuff, talk about a guy who will really strap on a bald cap and some some golem ears and go to town, dude.
What Toby's referring to I'm genuinely proud of this, because this is like, so we did a Dr. Phil live special with Adam Ray for Netflix.
We talked about it last time you were here, and you scared your kids by pulling up with the with the fucking golem makeup still on.
I did, and to think that I've been doing that voice for so long.
Yes.
For such small lunchrooms, and you know what I mean? Just like high school, like, so that's a fun full circle moment to be like, that happened.
That actually went somewhere.
That it went somewhere. That a voice and a character and like a dumb thing that you do for your friends actually made it onto a platform.
Is so sick.
It's crazy.
Because everybody has those bits they do with their friends. Like for a while I was doing this thing with my buddies where it was, okay, it's a guy who's in the press room talking to the president.
Okay.
Right? And his whole thing is like, he's like, excuse me, Mr. President, I can't help but notice that that some of your policies are severely lacking, and you aren't doing a single thing about guys who have accidentally whipped their dicks off while masturbating. And Mr. President, please, I think that there's an epidemic of men who've accidentally whipped their dicks off while masturbating. If you could address your lack of concern or outreach on the said topic, it's just that's the whole thing. But it kills me every time.
So from your character's point of view, that guy definitely did that, right?
And and he's like, he's the only one,
and he's the only one.
But to save himself the embarrassment, he's gotten himself press credentials, access to the White House, and is painting this picture as if everyone is out willy nilly, just cranking to the point of ripping their cock off.
How
their body.
old do you picture this guy being?
20s.
Okay.
20s.
Nice.
Probably funnier if he's like 14.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, I heard the speech impediment kind of thing going on with the R's, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly just about accidentally whipped a cock off while masturbating.
Okay. Even it could be two kids like in a trench coat, like with one on top of each other kind of a thing.
Yeah. The one on the bottom's back of his head is covered in cock blood. All right. Oh wait, before we do this, do you do any impressions of any major cartoon characters? Elmer Fudd, Foghorn Leghorn, etc.
I mean a little bit. Yeah, a little bit here and there.
I should have asked. I should just really pimp you into this shit I want you to do. A melancholy melon baller.
A melancholy. What is it? A melon?
Melancholy melon baller.
What's a melon baller?
That's for you. That's your work, Jeremiah.
A melon baller?
Yeah.
A melancholy melon baller?
You never been to a function that had the nice fruit spread? They got bald melon.
Oh,
you never seen a melon baller? Your mom didn't have a melon baller?
No.
See, this is why I'm never gonna make it in this goddamn business.
Is it a scooper or what is it?
It's like a little scooper that scoops you out some nice piece of melon in a nice sphere. Tasty little treat. You never got a little spherical melon in your brother?
We had different upbringings. I've never heard of this in my life.
You've never heard of a melon baller, dude?
No.
Did you have Jell-O? Did you have Jell-O salad as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa. What does that mean? That came with some harsh judgment. What the frick? Yeah, I had it. What about it?
No, my family.
Okay, here's a character for you. A judgmental, condescending douchebag to someone who enjoys the joy of Jell-O. Oh, looks like somebody showed up and is nailing that character. What the frick, Toby?
It's horse hooves and sugar, man. It's no good.
This guy's pissing me right off.
Okay, we can skip that one.
Asking me if I can do cartoons. Yeah, I can do cartoons. I'm a mimic. I'm an impressionist. Just throw something at me. I'll sell Foghorn Leghorn over here.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I mean, that concept was mostly wordplay anyway. All right. A member of the Sane clown posse.
That's very funny. Okay. I will say some of the hardest suggestions for stand up on the spot
Yes.
are when the audience members are trying to make the suggestion funny.
Correct.
If it's too zany,
Yes.
there's nowhere to go with it.
I got some bad news for you. I got about 40 of these and they're all in the same lane.
They're all, whoa. Okay, great. Okay. So I like Sane Clown Posse though.
Yes.
Can we both be in the Sane Clown Posse?
Definitely.
Okay, great. You know, God is a pretty cool guy.
And I love Eminem. Fucking nailed it. All right.
Isn't he pretty chill? You know what? Let's spread the word about the Lord, but in a cool way.
Oh, super cool.
And let's not go too crazy with the makeup and stuff like that. Let's just go door to door. Let's cut out the middleman. We don't need music. We can go door to door.
No, do you know how hard it is to sell tickets in this town?
Yes.
I mean, Ticketmaster is really a master.
I mean, those fees.
Who could stand them?
Oh,
All right.
reprehensible.
I say we go ring doorbells and spray people with Fago and let them know about the good word of the Lord.
Sounds great, Dexter.
Beautiful. All right. Sick. Sane Clown Posse rips.
Sane Clown Posse is very fun.
Uh,
I mean, that could be... I mean, that could literally be... That's such a solid one. You could make a series out of that easily.
Oh yeah, just it's all fisheye lenses and like old like like a 90s music video.
Yeah.
So it's like fisheye hands and they're coming at you and they're like, you got to take care of your 401k. A Roth IRA is a sensible investment in the long term.
Say hi to your parents and spend time with them. They're not always going to be around.
Yeah, listen to their advice. They've been through a lot.
They have more life experience than you. They might have something to say that you never could have imagined. That's great.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, like you said about interviewing your dad, that would never work for my father. It's pulling words out of him is like it's like spinal surgery.
Stonewall.
He's a quiet fella. But asking them, I got over the because you have this like not stigma, but you have this like vision of your folks. They're like they're not people. They're your parents,
Of course.
So I just one night, I don't know why, I just asked them how much they'd gotten paid for every one of their jobs.
Whoa.
So interesting.
I bet.
It's fascinating.
I bet.
Yeah, because as a kid, you don't think about it.
Yeah, I would actually be curious what a couple of the jobs that my dad was working as a kid, like what his income was.
What his take home was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a point in sorry, I was just checking make sure it's running.
Oh, gotcha.
It's annoying. I'll look at the cameras to like make sure nothing's fucked up.
Yeah.
It puts a fear in the person in that chair like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I'm used to the camera one, but something over my shoulder, I'm like,
that's true.
I'm like, I can't play it. What's freaking behind me right now?
It's a big spooky ghost here.
Yeah,
Right?
is there a
Look.
looming presence right behind me?
Yeah. There's a honey badger behind you. Dude, look
Okay,
out! It'll
great.
rip your face off. But asking my dad about his job history and stuff. And there was a point in time when I was in middle school where he started working at Starbucks.
Okay.
And it was weird. I was like, because he was like teaching history and English at like small colleges in North Carolina, and then all of a sudden he's got this like real true day job. The first time I ever heard the term barista, it was my mom really putting a spin on his job at a cocktail party.
Yep.
They were like, "Oh, well, David's a barista." It's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he works at Starbucks."
Yeah.
But I asked him about that. I was like, "What was that about? Why did you do that?" And he was like, "Oh, because you and your brother needed medical insurance, dude."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Oh, damn, you're the man, bro."
Yeah, dude. Father's Day hits a little bit different every year for me now because it puts some real stuff into perspective, like the sacrifices like our parents made for us, like along the way. Like as I've become a parent, like with my wife, it's kind of crazy. You're like, oh wow, like your parents do a lot for you that you don't even you're like, well, yeah, because I'm their kid, but at the same time, it's like it's still a lot.
Oh yeah, and
Wow.
I mean, and there are plenty of who don't.
I know. Well, that's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the funny thing about that though is that like socially, I'm sure, a bit of a low point for him in terms of like we're like living in suburbia.
Dude, you gotta that's a big slice of humble pie right there.
big time.
Like you're a teacher at colleges and stuff, and then you're having to be a barista as well, but you're doing it for your family for insurance. Like that's cool. That's awesome.
But what he said about that job, he was like, honestly, it's my favorite job I've ever had. I was like, really? He was like, yeah, dude. I would go in at like, he would never say dude, but he goes, yeah, man. I wouldn't say man either. He goes, yes, I would go in at 6 or 7.
Bro, I just hooked up with your mom.
Bro, I totally fucked your mom, dude.
Pound it.
Yeah, that's me. Me as a parent is just like, dude, what you're doing right now sucks shit. You gotta cut that the fuck out right now, bro. Rula, if you're done taking mental health advice from TikTok, which you should be, that's not what that app's for. That app's for videos of unlikely animal friendships and fun recipes. Maybe it's time to get a real therapist. Rula can help. Rula partners with a network of over 15,000 therapists and psychiatrists nationwide, coast to coast, so you can find the help you need quickly and easily. Pay as little as $15 a session. What a deal! Rula helps you find providers who are in-network, so it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to talk to someone. Talk therapy is key, gang. All that junk in your brain, you got to take it, you got to throw it out of your mouth, you got to get some nice advice back on how to deal with it, and then you got to process and grow and learn. What are your issues that you need to solve? Dick too hard, dick too soft, too many video games, not enough video games. Other issues people might have. Maybe your dad wasn't cool. Maybe your dad was too cool, and now you're trying to overcompensate for that by being a huge nerd. Well, Rula can help. No wait list and no frustrating back and forth. Rula gets the job done, baby. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/rocketship to get started. Support the show and let them know I sent you by going to Rula, RULA.com/rocketship. You deserve mental health care that works for you, not against your budget. No, he goes, yeah, I would go in, I clock in, I do my shift, I clock out, I leave. I wouldn't think about it again until I was back there. It's like every other job, I would leave and I still would think about it.
Oh, especially a teacher. You have to prepare tests, assignments, all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
I mean, and shout out to anyone who ever passed one of his classes, because that man is dull. I love him to death.
One of my favorite jobs is a car wash.
Really?
Yeah. It was hard work, but it was my first taste of just nonstop riffing in the downtime.
Yes.
It was literally while we'd wait for cars. It was a bunch of dudes that would just like, we'd joke and riff and try to make each other laugh and one up each other with dumb antics around the car wash. And it was my first taste of like hours and hours of riffing that's very similar to outside like a comedy club or in the halls or in the green room or whatever, where I was like, this is so freaking fun.
Just goofing off.
Just goofing off.
Making your buddies laugh. At a moving job that was like that. Just laughing nonstop.
Yeah.
But I was also working with drug addicts, and they're generally pretty fun.
Cool guys.
Yeah, they're pretty chill. Did you ever see anyone like fuck their car up, leave the sunroof open?
I saw a couple wrecks happen at the car wash and stuff like that, where they left it in drive rather than neutral through the dolly system.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy running after the car, and it hit another.
Oh, dude, ghost riding your whip, post suds.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today, actually, about people who've left their sunroof open, and then just what a nightmare that. How do you get your car
I
just
don't
like
know if
mildew?
I saw that.
That's a colossal fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the first things that they teach you is like check everything before you put it on that line.
Yeah. And
it was pretty rare. The guy, like, I think he realized that it was still in drive as he was getting out, and he slipped, and then it just took off.
Yeah. Was this in KC or in LA?
KC.
Different vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to be like, did anyone bring any like crazy, like exotic cars through? Not Kansas City, baby.
They tried to, but with the dolly system, those cars are so low that they would bottom out if you put
yeah.
if you take a Corvette or something through it, it's too low for the system.
Corvette is, in my head, I was like, there's no Lamborghinis in Kansas City.
A lot of Corvettes.
A lot of
Corvettes,
dude. Yeah.
A lot of second marriages going on.
Yeah, a lot of T-tops with the mistress.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. There was one van that they sent through that was too tall.
Oh,
and it rubbed up against the top of the arches and just the whole way down. Just ruined the top roof of this van.
Oh, dude, there's like that looks like that one bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen the videos of that bridge?
Oh yeah.
11, 12, where it has the whole episode just ripping the roofs off of Penske trucks night and day.
Yep.
Dude, that would make me feel like such a colossal dumbass.
Yeah. But also the person who is bringing their car through should have asked a not teenager, like, am I good? They were just like, they just rolled up like it was like a normal size van. And so the teenager didn't,
He's like, sure, mister, you got it.
Yeah. They're just trying to sell washes. So they're like, all right. They send it through.
Yeah. Honestly, buddy, I'm just trying to upsell you on some turtlenecks.
Yeah. And it was literally, as it went through, it was doing this. It was like barely just like getting through. Yeah.
What other jobs did you have before? When did you move to LA? Pretty young, right?
Yeah. In 2009. So I've been out in LA a bit.
Okay. What jobs did you have pre-LA?
Car wash, Italian restaurant waiter, and caddy at a golf course. And then like a bunch of odd jobs like mowing lawns, shoveling driveways, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, sure.
Stuff.
Like kid side work.
Kids stuff. Yeah.
Kid cash. Kid
but
cash.
I've always like when I go somewhere, I don't hop around a lot. I'm usually just like boom, boom. Like I left my Italian restaurant job because it burned down, and then I got a job at the car wash.
That's spicy marinara.
And then I was working morning radio while I was at the car wash too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Or what were you doing at morning radio?
I was on air talent for a bit, and I was like their phones guy and man on the street.
Great.
Yeah.
I could also see you doing the fake prank calls, like how those are all fake on radio.
Dude, it's so crazy. You find out how much of morning radio once you've been in it is just all staged.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Oh, it's a big sham.
Yeah,
I mean the Weasel, he's not that wild, dude.
The War of the Roses stuff, all that stuff. Those are just paid actors.
What's the War of the Roses?
There's like this
the movie from the 80s?
No, I thought it was in more than one region. No, it's in LA. It's in LA and it was in Kansas City, so I figured it was a nationwide thing. So there's a segment it was a very popular morning radio segment that was probably called different things on different stations. Mm-hmm. But the one in LA was called War of the Roses. I think in Kansas City it was called War of the Roses. And you would say basically a wife would put up their husband or boyfriend to a call from a rose company. Okay. Be like, hey, you get a dozen free roses based off of this promo that we're doing. Who would you like to send it to?
Oh, snap. So trying to catch cheaters.
Yeah, exactly. So like it was very entertaining because it's obviously like the drama right away.
Oh yeah.
And then the wife or girlfriend would be on the other side. But, I can't believe you do this. Why do you do this? Who is this? Blah blah blah. And it'd be like, whoa, this is gripping soap opera radio.
Yeah, you can't change the station. This guy's cheating.
Yeah,
yeah. And meanwhile, it's Tracy in the break room, doing a voice or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean they would hire companies that you'd get paid $50 to be one of the actors on.
Pretty
good phone call. Yeah.
Pretty good gig.
Pretty good gig.
Hey, beats shoveling driveways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, knowing how hard it is to make something like this, to fill, 5-6 hours every day.
Yeah.
We're hiring actors, brother.
Well, you can't risk it at that point.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to send you a dozen roses. Who would you like to send them to? Oh, my lovely wife who I never cheated on. That's some shit.
Easy.
I'm seeing what's on Kiss 95.1.
Yeah.
They got the countdown coming up. This is shameful info. My most prominent radio based memory is being a kid in my little bunk bed with my little radio and every night I would listen to the Kiss 95.1 top 10 countdown, and all I wanted to hear was my favorite track at the time, an absolute banger, holds up to this day, a little something called Aqua by Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Of course.
That's just a classic me not sticking the landing. It's just paint a nice picture and then flip the names. You can touch, you can play, you can say, I'm always yours.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Yeah, I mean, just a song built for Eurovision that took America by storm.
Oh, dude, so good.
So good. And the guy in that who does that voice, so jacked.
Yeah.
Absolutely shredded. Just made it come, that guy. It's a hot guy. I'd party with that guy. But I would listen to that. I'd wait for it. And it was always...
touch me there, hanky-panky.
Yes, exactly. One of the characters that I wrote down is a German guy who's trying to shake the stereotype of loving poop.
Okay, are we going there?
Up to you, dealer's choice.
Okay. It's really unfortunate. People think I like poop. And it's not like I like it more than the average person or anything like that.
Sure.
It's just, it's part of the human body. It's not, when I go poop, it's not like a fetish or anything. Like, or in the bedroom, it's totally not, it's a natural thing. If the woman happens to poop on my chest, it's her choice. I'm not asking her to do it.
Sure. Could I interest you in this delicious plate of poop?
I've had enough for today.
I couldn't possibly
go for that plate of poop. No, I'm holding to my diet. Get it away from... Can I just see it?
Just take a look.
I just want a little look-see. Little look-see. No, send it away.
Bring it back. Put it in the bag for me to take home.
Put it in the freezer.
Put it in the freezer for later. That was always an urban myth growing up, is that there were people who would freeze poop and then put a condom on it and use it as a sex toy.
Oh, I've heard that too.
How do those get around? You would War of the Roses, you would think would have gone coast to coast. No. It's Richard Gere with a hamster in his ass and people freezing shit to make homemade dildos.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like one of those street joke things where somebody's trying to think of the grossest thing possible.
Yeah.
And then like it starts to be like, but what if that was real?
Exactly. And everyone's got a freezer in their house, so it works. Okay. I can see that. But back to the Kiss 95.1 Aqua countdown. I would wait every night. And I mean, this thing is top of the charts. So it's like, it's coming in at top 3 every night.
Yeah.
And it was the same time that Tool had a song that was all over. And every night I would get so mad when Tool would come on. It instilled a lifelong hatred of Tool in me because I was trying to get my Aqua in me, dude.
Right. Always preferring Aqua over Tool. And I mean, that's probably why you and I get along so well.
Yeah.
I like Tool fine, but I would probably still to this day, if somebody was like, all right, Tool, random Tool song or Barbie Girl by Aqua, what do you choose? I'd probably be like, I would choose Aqua, Barbie Girl.
Yeah, if I was at a music festival and Tool and Aqua were playing at the same time, I'd probably go see what the food situation was. But if I had to choose, I'd go scope out Aqua.
Yeah.
See if they still got the moves. It's always sick when you see a band like that was huge that still really goes for it.
I love it.
It's so fun. I find it to be so inspiring. It gives me hope that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I mean, I think that's why people have loved bands like the Rolling Stones for so many years. Is those dudes, it does not matter that those dudes are so old now, as they're still giving it their all and going for it.
Like Less Than Jake still puts on a great show.
Man. I've come. Yeah.
They do have you seen them play live?
No, I want to though.
They do a fun thing. They don't do it all the time, but they've been doing it for years. They do a fun, just a little piece of stagecraft that's so goofy and it's the best. They take a leaf blower and then they tape 2 paint rollers on the end. And then on the paint rollers, they put toilet paper so that when they turn it on, it becomes like like DIY like streamer
Whoa.
to like blast over the crowd. And it's such a cheap, dumb move that's so fun every time.
That's fun.
Every time they bust out the leaf blower. Plus, you got to give the saxophonist something to do in the songs that don't have horns.
I mean, there's some gaps between, when you're just sitting back waiting for when is this sax going to come back in?
Yeah.
Science of Selling Yourself Short.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs.
Great song, dude.
Yeah.
They're good. Also, the Hives. Unbelievable. If you've
I've not seen them live, no.
Dude, so you're familiar with Hives. They're big in like 2005.
I think so, yeah.
If you saw them, I feel like you'd know them. They're Swedish. They wear badass suits that match every time they perform. These guys.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, best band I've ever seen that I didn't want to see. I was at Riot Fest in Chicago. It was the second day. We pulled up. We had all just taken acid, and my friends were like, "We're gonna like lay on the ground or whatever, just being total burnouts, just absolute piles." And I was like, "Dude, fuck that. Let's go see who's playing right now." And someone was like, "The Hives," and I was like, "Okay, they're like kind of. They have a couple songs I like.
Yeah,
let's go check out the Hives. We'll stand in the back. We'll drink beer, whatever." So me and my buddy walk over, and the way that their show is crafted was so unbelievable. It was I was so glad I had no concept of what their live show was like, because it was fucking magical, dude. Empty stage, drummer comes out. He's wearing 2 pieces of a 3-piece suit. He's got the vest, pants, because it's a drummer. He's gonna be hot. He can't wear the jacket.
Right.
Sits down, starts drumming fast. Guitarist comes out. He starts playing. And then one by one, the band runs on stage. And then the lead singer comes out and is the most charismatic man I've ever. We all had to take pregnancy tests after the show because he fucked everybody. He knocked us up with just pure charm. Dude, how do I describe how fun this guy is? He's the best frontman I've ever seen.
Whoa.
He had all the moves of like, come on, people, you want to hear the noise? You got to make the noise. Just like getting people going. And this was like 2005. So this is way before, gender fluidity was mainstream. And this whole thing was ladies. And then, all the girls scream, gentlemen, the other, ladies and gentlemen of the other, we're here to party, we're the Hives. And their whole thing is that their onstage persona is that we are the greatest band. So they're going, it's such a pleasure for you to see the Hives today, isn't it? Like, you love us. Their guitar techs, like their roadies, wear ninja outfits.
Oh, that's fun.
Just every piece of what they do.
Do they ever set smoke bombs?
They don't set smoke bombs. They should.
That would be a fun element.
It's the only thing that they could possibly add to their show.
Heighten the whole thing.
It's
all right. Hives, if you're listening right now, we need some smoke bombs for your ninja techs.
And he also refers to when he does the, on guitar, it's Johnny Tsunami or whatever. And then on bass, it's just whatever. Hang on, let me get his name right. The Hives drummer, Christian Gran. His stage name is Chris Dangerous. So because they all have dumb stage names. And he goes, and on the drums, the human beast, Chris Dangerous. And the human beast is and he is, man. It's like he's got 6 arms going. They're great. But I saw them recently, and man, they still got it.
That's awesome.
They've lost maybe a quarter of a step. They're a little older, but they're
going for it though.
They're up there to show you a good ass time, dude. I love that shit.
That's what I'm all about, baby.
Yeah, the Hives rule. If you ever get a chance,
going for that good time.
Stone Cold Steve Wilkos.
Stone Cold Steve Wilkos. Okay.
Yeah. The name of this episode is Jeremiah on the Spot.
Yeah, I guess so.
Before this, I was like, oh, Jeremiah, you won't have to do any heavy lifting. I got it all planned out. And the whole thing is just me pimping you into bits. It's the most heavy lifting. It's like kind of rude at this point.
All right, Stone Cold Steve Wilkos. Let's try this.
Yeah.
Listen up. I know you kissed your daddy with that mouth, but you two need to separate, okay? We're going to get to the bottom of this daddy-daughter love, and I got to separate you two right now because my man, Jerry Springer, is right behind me, and he don't like when you two fraternize with each other. unless it's verbally talking. But the physicality of the tongues kissing and intertwirling will be no more right now here on the Jerry Springer Show.
Unbelievable. Stone Cold Steven Seagal.
Stone Cold Steven Seagal. Okay.
I know karate.
Perfect. Nailed it. Stone Cold Steve Buscemi.
Oh, wow. I'll do my best.
That's all we ask.
Anybody have any beers around here? It's because Stone Cold Steve Buscemi said so.
Nailed it. No, that was perfect. That was perfect. You were able to make your face also look like a fish, like him. You did good. Oh, dude. Oh, wow. Stone Cold Steven Seagal is my new favorite. Put it on a shirt.
I know karate. That's your pressure point right there.
Yeah, Steven Seagal is. I mean, he's been lampooned to death as he should be, but that's a national treasure as far as I'm concerned.
Did you see Tom Segura's new sketch show, Bad Thoughts?
I haven't seen it. I saw a clip.
He's got a great Steven Seagal sketch in there.
I bet.
Yeah, very fun.
I saw him in the fat suit.
It's great.
So fun.
Yeah,
that rules. Yeah, I never did. Did you ever do martial arts as a kid? You didn't do any mall karate or anything?
No, but I've always been able to high kick very well.
You are an incredible high kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my pants would explode.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to kick at the height of.
I mean, I'm in sweatpants right now, and it's.
So much control. The foot is so close to my face, and I feel no danger. I've never trusted a man more.
Yeah, dude. It's called controlled chaos, man.
Very good Stone Cold, by the way. I know you had that in the bag.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Were you a wrestling guy growing up?
A little bit. I recently I did Ultimate Warrior with Dan Soder for a Dr. Phil Live in Dallas that has yet to be released yet.
Oh, I bet Soder loved that.
He did. He liked it more than the audience did. The audience was like, "What the frick is going on right now?"
Yeah.
I really went for it and did a full body spray tan.
Incredible.
Like doing the ropes, the whole thing. I was running across the stage, and I think Dan liked my impression enough. Like he's like the master of wrestling impressions for sure.
He's unbelievable.
But I did it well enough where he's like, okay, I like the effort put into this.
When I hear the Macho Man Randy Savage in my head,
Oh, it's Soder.
I don't hear Macho Man. I hear Soder doing Macho. Cup of coffee in the morning. I hear him.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I was never I wasn't a wrestling head. That was the first time I ever got called a poser. Was over.
Were you wearing a wrestling shirt?
No, I was in elementary school in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like height of the Attitude Era. All the kids love it. I was so my whole life has just been nothing but niche interests that like I either hyper connect with people on or people find to be completely off-putting. And so I was like trying to make friends, and all these kids were talking about wrestling. So that was Thursday night. So I went home and I watched SmackDown. I think it was the Thursday one. It was the one with the blue logo. I remember that. And came back the next day and was like, "Oh, did you guys watch the wrestling last night? It was so cool, right?" And this kid just turned to me and just went, "You're not a wrestling fan." And he so perfectly nailed that I was faking the funk on it. Cause he's like a kid from like Charlotte, North Carolina. He's like, you don't know nothing about the warrior. You don't know nothing about, I bleed for the taker. You know? And I gave up.
Wasn't that one of the worst feelings as a kid, being called out on something like that?
Horrible.
Where you're just like, you feel like your world is going to end, and like you just feel the heat on your neck where you're just like, is everybody looking at me right now? Like, does everybody hate me?
Yes.
It's just such a bad feeling. Trying to relate, and then you try to jump in with something, and then people sniff it out of you like, nah, this guy, he's faking. He's a faker.
He's not real. He's not real.
It's bad.
It stinks.
Yep.
It and to this day, I'm so open about, like, if someone's like, do you like this band? I'm like, no, I haven't heard them.
Yeah, you have to be, because otherwise, like, that'll happen with sport. People sniff you out with sports real easily.
Really quickly.
They'll ask a couple questions and they're like, no, this guy doesn't know. Like, they're not quite as vocal about it as little kids, but they're just like, they give you that look, or they're like, this guy's freaking.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He couldn't name one running back from 1984. And you're like, sure, I fucking can.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, especially with sports, I always go, I love football, casual fan.
I always say that I'm a fan of the Chiefs and Royals, but I'm more of a, if you're gonna get down to it, I'm more of a supporter of the teams, because like I can't tell you freaking stats and all that stuff.
No, because
I'm like, my dad and my brother, huge fans, and that's where I get my info from.
Yeah, because the thing that changed it for me was realizing that there are so many players and they change teams so frequently that at some point I just checked out. I was like,
yeah, you lose. You're like, I'm never going to be on top of this.
No, it's too much. It's like a full-time job to keep track of, unless you're like Tyreek Hill or someone crazy famous.
Right.
They're just not at the top, unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
Tyreek was one that I was bummed that we lost him. He's incredible.
He's unbelievable.
But it's grateful we still got Patrick Mahomes. Big fan of Patty.
That could be Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog, or like just generic blues guitarist.
He's all of them.
That's Patrick. The beauty of Patrick Mahomes. He's a triple threat.
He is a triple threat.
He's a all-star quarterback, actor, blues guitarist, and no one ever talks about the blues.
Yeah, I was, Travis keeps getting all these acting gigs. Like, why am I not getting cast for these other things? Am I getting typecast because of my voice?
That's a really good Patrick Mahomes.
It's good. It's solid.
I don't have a lot of impressions in the bag. This one's more applicable now because of the success of Bob's Burgers and Archer. But for a while I wanted to do a sketch that was a game show. And it was welcome to Unmarketable Impressions with me, your host, H. John Benjamin.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's just to give people the opportunity to do other hyper specific, super niche impressions.
Oh, I mean, that's a great segment. You should do that on the show.
Yeah, Unmarketable Impressions.
Yeah, it's great.
You got any?
Well, one of my favorite impressions is Will Forte. It's just a lot of people don't really know him. He's not one of the mainstream people.
That's a really good forte.
Thank you so much.
Will Forte is your forte.
It's one of my fortes. Doing Will Forte. It's one of my fortes.
It's good because he does hit the and then back down to the gravity.
Because you gotta ground it. You gotta
land that plane.
I'm not eating a freaking turd sandwich over here.
It's one of my favorite impressions that I've tried to do it in my stand-up and just not. If you're a true comedy fan, you know Will Forte, and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's incredible. But like mainstream audiences, they know his face, but not the name. It's the same problem with like Patrick Warburton for years.
Yeah,
a lot of people know the voice.
Oh, I
have no idea who he actually is.
Oh, I can do a little Warburton.
Oh yeah,
you gotta let him know you're out there.
Oh. Have you seen his family videos where his sons are doing him?
No, that's awesome. No.
It's pretty great.
Pretty great.
Pretty great.
Yeah, he's
solid stuff, Toby.
He voices Brock in the Venture Brothers, one of my favorite shows of all time.
Heck yeah.
That guy, he kills me. Okay, Fred Durst promoting his new boner pill Hard Biscuit.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the best hard biscuit.
Yeah. Most of this list is all wordplay, Jeremiah. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm starting to catch on.
Yeah, I think we'll skip over Cat Tower 7.
Oh my goodness. Fred Durst hard biscuit promoting a boner pill.
Yeah, it's his new boner pill hard biscuit.
It's just one of those days where your dick don't work.
Perfect, nailed it.
Everything sucks. It's not about the he said, she said wiener. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
no, it's perfect.
I don't know.
No wrong answers. You're nailing it. You're killing
Oh man.
it. Oh man. Nothing like jumping off a cross country flight to sit down for a one-on-one improv show.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a hidden camera show and they're like, will Jeremiah crack under pressure?
At some point, I'm going to throw it out at you and you just go, man, I got kids, man.
I'll never say that. That will never be an excuse. That's a pet peeve of mine when dads or moms are like, I got kids. I hate that energy.
Yeah.
Hate it.
No, yeah, you're a high energy guy.
No, the excuse making.
Yes.
I can't. I would, but I can't.
It's like, dude, we tested it. There's no fentanyl in this.
Also, you
go.
knew you were gonna have kids.
Yes. Not everybody knows.
Well, yeah. But if you're like a comic, I'm saying.
Yes, correct.
There's still exceptions, but I'm just saying like the
like
people
people
who have that energy about like,
Yeah.
man, my kid. I'm just like, dude, just sack up.
Sack up. Who gives a fuck?
Figure it out.
Let's freaking get after it, brother. Okay. We'll put a pin in the rest of this list. Although I do just want to read you some of the ideas I had. Dairy Queen has died. Her son has taken the throne, and you were giving your first address as the Dairy King. That's fun. You just dropped acid and are about to find out that Bonnaroo's been canceled. Heart goes out to all the people who just went through that this past weekend.
Did Bonnaroo get canceled?
Dude, it got canceled at the second day. So everyone was there for a full day.
What?
Then like at noon, they were like, whole fest is canceled. It was a complete and utter shit
Budget?
show. Rain. Crazy rainstorms.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't mix real well with plugging in amps and stuff.
Yeah. Some poor fucker woke up, took a fistful of mushrooms to the dome and walked out to the fact that he's now got to... Also, all the people who smuggled in all the drugs to sell at that festival now have to...
Who are banking on that for their however many months.
Yeah, and now have to re-smuggle that through Tennessee and Georgia or wherever the fuck. Not a chill weekend. Elmer Fudd apologizing for tweets he posted on Ambien. That was why I was the first guy with a bullet. Yeah, a dog runner, huh? Instead of a dog walker. That's the way you flip it upside down. And then this one's just a good time. An on-set exotic animal wrangler who has clearly just been bitten by something venomous.
Oh, that's fun. Just trying to downplay it.
Oh, yeah, he needs the gig.
Yeah. Right over here, it's a king cobra. This is not the one that... Okay, that one bit me as well just now. I've got different types of poison coursing through my veins, and it is the most alive and dead I've ever felt at the same time.
Oh, no, it sings. I'm fine, though. Oh, it's good. You got to check out these cockatoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you have any, and these are recurring questions I'm asking everybody. Do you have any irrational fears, or what's your biggest fear? Outside of, like, you know, like for me, it's sharks. Terrified of sharks. I freak out. Was there anything like you freak out when we see spiders or anything?
No, I'm trying to think of irrational fears.
And by the way, the more I've learned about sharks, my fears are so freaking rational, dude.
No, that's yeah.
Tiger, bull, and great white. Those are the only three you got to worry about, but you got to be really fucking worried about them.
Hippopotamus too.
They're so mean. which is
Hippopotamuses are very scary.
they straight up eat people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they crush them. They have like the crushing force of like a hydraulic press. They're like fucked.
Yeah, I've been playing Hungry Hippos with my boys lately, and deadly game. So you could say I'm pretty scared of losing at that game. It's an irrational fear.
All right, that's fair. All right, do you have any niche interests that like something that you like love, but you just never get to talk about because you watch people's eyes glaze over? For me, it's like competitive Call of Duty, cameras.
I love pool.
Yeah, you're good at pool. I've never come even close to the idea of beating you.
I love pool and I love talking shop, like getting down to English, banks, kicks, all like the minutia of, and that's not even like crazy pool talk, but just more so like just the art of the leave, the whole like I love nerding out about pool.
The art of the leave is that was where my pool game progressed. I'm still terrible, but I at least now think about where the ball is going to end up.
It's everything.
It's everything. It's the game
it's
within
chess.
the game.
It's literally, if you're not thinking about like what your opponent could potentially do to you,
Yes.
if you misstep or whatever. Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, my pool knowledge is so basic, but I have an appreciation for it. Like if I get served like a pool trick shot, I'm for sure watching that whole thing. I love a good trick shot.
Yeah, those are great.
Or if it's an old looking highlight. If it's like mid 90s, late 80s kind of VHS grainy and it's a guy strutting with a cue around a table, I'm watching that dude. I'm watching him run that table.
Oh yeah.
It's such a game of finesse.
Dude, so much.
And the highest skill bar game, I think.
Yeah, it's a weird sport where it's truly some of the wealthiest people are good at it and some of the poorest people are good at it.
Yeah.
Which is that's I mean, I guess you could say that about other sports, but like not so much in the same room necessarily where yeah.
And I feel like pool hall culture like that has kind of died down. But it was like I feel like the difference was people who grew up with a table in their house versus people who were hanging out at a bar their whole life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now in the same way that golf has kind of been more the classism of it has been eroded a little bit. Pool is more universal and there's less of a barrier to entry like there used to be.
I can usually tell when somebody played more in bars versus over at friends' places or grew up with a table just by how hard they're hitting. People who grew up playing in bars slam it because that's like it's like a macho thing to like slam balls like into the pocket.
Yeah.
But any high level professional, you are shocked how slow and how chill they're shooting every shot.
It's all finesse.
Everything.
Because they're also not trying to break over the sound of a jukebox. You know, they don't got Billy Joel drowning out their sick ass break, dude.
Bottle of red, bottle of white.
All right, sick. Yeah, I fuck with pool. All right, two more things. What's your perfect Saturday? You have an unlimited budget, and you can have celebrity cameos.
Whoa. A perfect Saturday.
Sky's the limit.
Perfect Saturday. I get to sleep in. Then I go play basketball.
Who are you playing basketball with? Is it your normal crew, or are we bringing some ballers in? It could be maybe even not necessarily even like a professional. Maybe Sandler's joining the squad.
Oh man, that'd be so fun. I want to play with him so bad.
Yeah, it sounded like a perfect Saturday. We can Sandman on the court.
Okay, cool. Let's add Sandman to the court. We used to play.
And I'm gonna do this little favor for you. Sandman's a captain. He picks you first.
Whoa, that's a good Saturday.
That's a nice little Saturday, dude.
We used to have a game where Sarah Silverman would play with us, and that was super fun.
Sick.
She's a good player.
Yeah, you guys did the full LA style. You'd hop the fence and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Yep. That game's still going. Yeah. And then I get home, see my wife and my boys, play with them, maybe watch some shows or something, get some kind of good food.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you getting it catered? You going out?
I think we are ordering something in.
Nice.
Yeah. But paying extra so it's piping hot.
Yes. It's as fresh as can be.
I a lot of times won't Uber Eat stuff. Temperature alone loses me.
Oh, without question, especially in LA.
It's literally like it changes the taste for me. So I'm like, it's not worth it for me to pay this extra money if it can't get here like it would be if I go to the restaurant.
I won't order food that's further than a mile out in New York.
Yeah. It's
It's
too
just-
much. It
it's not gonna
changes
handle
too
it.
much.
It's not going to handle it. It's honestly why I've ended up ordering so much fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Is because it's a little too far for me to get to. It's going to be consistent. It's going to be whatever. And I'm a fat pig. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I play some pool somewhere in there.
I got to tell you, Jeremiah, you're outside of getting the Sandman in on the pickup game. This is a wildly attainable Saturday you've established for yourself.
You asked me for a perfect Saturday. A perfect Saturday. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, the boys go to bed. My wife and I have sex. I go to some spots like
Yeah, your perfect Saturday. It's like everyone's chill and I still do some work at the end.
I don't need much to be happy. I really don't need much to be happy.
Yeah, okay, sick. All right, great. I love it. You know, those are answers. All right. Okay. All right. Last thing. Okay. So one of my favorite terms is a life hammer. So it's like in a skateboarding video, your last trick of the part is your hammer, right?
Okay.
So it's like, you frontside flip, Hollywood 16.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hammer. So then doing things outside of skateboarding, would like going on a cool trip, you're going skydiving, it's a life hammer. Or do you have any life hammers that you would like to achieve? It cannot be because you're such a goddamn workaholic. It cannot be stand-up or comedy related. If there's like a place you've always wanted to go to or a thing you've always wanted to try, throw knives at someone who's on a spinning wheel at a carnival or whatever.
I would love to. I mean, I've never been to Asia before.
Yes.
Would love to go to Japan, Korea, Thailand, just for the food, even.
Yes, dude.
Just like an epic food run.
Oh my
Like
god.
honestly, I would like if we're talking about like something completely unrelated to like the biz or the industry or whatever. If I could do a trip that was like a foodie run, a true worldwide foodie run, that would be my thing. Like
yeah.
I would love to visit places and find out from the locals what's the spot.
Yes.
Not online or anything. And I would love to try to find things an old school way. Because we have to be on our phones so much for all of this. And it really eats at least at me sometimes where I'm just like drained. It like sucks my energy away.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to treat it like it would be cool to do like old school maps, flip phone, really go like into like an old school era, like where you're back in the 90s. You have to ask for directions. It can be scary, but it's also like that's an adventure.
Definitely. As an experiment, when I moved to my first apartment in Queens, I said, I'm going to try everywhere in the neighborhood and I'm not going to look at any reviews. No Google reviews before I go. I'm going to go in blind.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jeremiah, those reviews are accurate. Oh my God, they're so important. I hate so much food with random bones in it, dude. It's fucking sucked.
Well, that's what the reviews are for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I would love to go to Tokyo though. That's on my
That'd
list
be
big
awesome.
time.
That'd be awesome.
To have such a culture shock would be sick.
It'd be great.
Yeah. Plus, I love big robots too. Yeah,
I mean, they're more advanced than us.
it's pretty cool,
They're tech and everything.
dude. Thank you so much for coming in, man. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it greatly. You're the fucking best, dude. Stand up on the spot. Trailer Tales. Follow him on Instagram. He's touring everywhere. What's your website for tickets?
You can go to jeremiahwatkins.com for tickets. I'm at Jeremiah Stand Up on social media. And yeah, I'm very, if you want to find me, I'm very obtainable to find.
Yeah, he's out there, man. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please subscribe on the YouTube or to the audio platforms. Check out the Patreon for bonus content, and I'll see you guys in a week.
Check out Toby's stand up on the spot if you haven't yet. He crushed it.
It was so fun. And that would truly getting to perform at the Comedy Store, truly a life hammer for me. My background on my phone for years in Chicago was a Google map from my apartment to the Comedy Store, so that like checked a massive box for me. So thank you so much for providing me with that.
Dude, happy to be a part of that. That's awesome.
Rules.
Thank you,
All right,
brother.
you're the best, man. All right, we'll see you guys later.